Joining me now for some more perspective on this is Neda Sharghi. Her brother Ahmad has been unjustly imprisoned in Iran for 4 years now. Neda, it's really good to have you here. Thank you so much. I mean, your family is from Iran. This is why your brother originally was visiting there now 4 years ago. What do you think when you see these images? Women taking off their headscarves, protesting in the streets, chasing after the police even?
You know, it's heartbreaking anytime you hear news of anyone, you know, dealing with violence and going through such hardship. And, you know, I was born in Iran and I left at a very, very young age. But I, of course, you know, I empathize with anyone who's going through such hardship. And of course, I say to myself, you know, in the middle of all of this, we have my brother who is still there after 4.5 years, along with 3 other American citizens. And, you know, the urgency to bring him home is even greater in my mind now.
That's what I was going to ask you. When you see this, it's almost like for the Iranian people, maybe there's hope and also tragedy in it of what they're seeing in these protests in the street, people standing up, a rising movement to speak up after the death of this young woman. But what does this moment of turmoil, what do you think it means for your brother and the other Americans? Does it feel more urgent now than ever that action needs to be taken?
I mean, what it does is it makes me wonder why it's taken so long. I mean, our administration has said early on that bringing home our Americans are a priority, that taking American hostages is something that's unacceptable. And President Biden issued an executive order several months ago calling hostage taking of Americans a national emergency. So it makes me wonder if they understand the issue and they want to do something about it, why they're not doing it. And, you know.
Well, and that's why you came to New York. I mean, you came to New York to speak up during the UN meetings. And while leaders from around the world are all gathered here, including even the president of Iran is here, you came to grab the attention of one person, which is President Biden. Why did you need to come here to try to be heard?
You know, I try to emphasize the fact that I am an American, and the power I have, the only power I have, is really to appeal to my president, to our president. And so I came to New York with my sister-in-law, Ahmad's wife, and his daughter, and also with families of other wrongful detainees who are part of our Bring Our Families Home campaign. And we, you know, sat in front of the president's hotel for a couple of hours just to catch his motorcade with our flag. And we did a press conference yesterday in front of the UN because, you know, we are trying every which way we know to get his attention, to have him meet with us, and to really urge him, to beg him to do whatever he needs to do to address this humanitarian issue and bring our Americans home. And, you know, I think your viewers will notice vinyl decals around the city with the faces of my brother and the others in Iran and all of our American hostages. And this weekend we'll be projecting their images around New York City just to, you know, we're trying to be as loud as possible.
To literally put a face to this.
We're like, you know, we had rallies in front of the White House.
Well, and you've asked for face-to-face meeting with the president. Have you heard anything from the White House?
Not on the face-to-face meeting, no, no. And, you know, I think ultimately for us, that is the sort of signal we get that they're planning to do something urgently and quickly. You know, these are Americans who are being taken because they're Americans. No other reason. And it's important, I think, I mean, it's our patriotic duty to bring them home because they were taken, they're Americans. Only our American government can bring them home.
Yeah. Neda Sharghi, sister, mother, American, and now accidental activist to try to get your brother home. Thank you so much for coming on to speak.
Thank you for putting a spotlight on this issue. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We'll continue to cover.
Thank you.